My name is Joey Echeverria. I'm the Platform Technical Lead at Rocana, and I'm going to talk to you about context and how it relates to customer experience. If you're in a business that has any kind of customer interaction, you probably think about customer service in terms of human-to-human points of contact. It may be your customer service reps working with someone, it may be employees in a physical store that are selling to your customers. But if you think about the way that most businesses are run today, the experience of the customer starts well before they ever get into your store. It really starts with your IT operational systems. If you're an e-commerce site, they're going to be browsing your site before you even know that they're a customer. They're going to be ordering online. They're going to be experiencing how your shipping and tracking system works. They're going to experience how your return system works if something goes wrong. They're going to experience how you deal with refunds, how you deal with customer service after the fact. All of these touch points are governed by your IT operational systems. They're no longer limited to your customer service reps. It's not just about training people to be the best that they can be. If they have a bad experience at any point in this life cycle with any of these pieces of technology, you're probably going to lose a customer, you're going to lose some business. And what's worse is most of the time you don't even know that this has happened. Why is that? It's because you lose context as you monitor data. You've got these IT operational systems that are generating terabytes upon terabytes of log data and metric data every single day. But the legacy monitoring tools aren't designed to do that. They'll tell you, oh, just pick and choose the data. You know what data is important, so if you just bring the important data in, you can ignore the rest. Or you don't really need all of your data. You can take samples of your data, or you can summarize your data. But what happens is by the time that the data actually gets in the hands of stakeholders, gets into your marketing department's hands, gets in your customer retention department's hands, they've lost 90% of the context. You don't actually know what's going on. If you're summarizing the data before you're bringing it to these stakeholders, they only know a piece of the information. They don't know the long tail. They don't know the customers that had an exceptionally good experience or an exceptionally bad experience. They just see everything averaged out. And the reality is, this 10% of the data is just not enough. You can't get everything. There's always things buried under the surface. You're missing out on where you could be optimizing, where you could be grabbing more customers, where you're losing your customers, all by dropping the data because people have told you that the technology doesn't support it or their licensing model doesn't support it. We really think that there's a new approach needed for these IT operational systems. The old approach, you collect gigabytes, maybe low numbers of terabytes if you're lucky. Retention is typically measured in days or weeks, which means that you can do no year-over-year analysis. You can't do long-term trending. You can't build automated models because you only have a week's worth of data. That's not going to give you enough context to tell you how you should be performing. We think that by leveraging big data technologies, we can create a new approach to this kind of monitoring. We can scale to petabytes of data of retention and petabytes of data of ingest. We can scale to years of data retention. You no longer have to pick and choose what data is most important to you. You can afford to bring it all into a single platform. And we also have built-in analytics, because just giving you a petabyte of data and saying, here's a search engine, go search it, you're probably going to be lost. So we've got automated analytics that will take advantage of that context and highlight the data that's most relevant to what your mission is. It's going to seek through hundreds of thousands of different metrics from all of your operational systems, from all of your business systems, and give you a single place where you can combine those metrics, look at them, and it's going to highlight the ones that you want to look at. So instead of you having to hand pick what you're looking at, the system guides you to the right places. And this solution we call Rocana Ops. We collect all of the data, we let you analyze all of the data, and most importantly, we let you deliver that data to the right stakeholders. So we're built on top of open source and open standard technologies for a reason, and that's because we don't own your data. This data is the lifeblood of your business, and if you need to set up a BI dashboard for your marketing team against this data, go ahead and do it. We've got everything stored in open formats. We use Parquet, Apache Parquet, which is an open source file format. We use Kafka, which has open access APIs, so you can push in data and consume data. So if you've got data that needs to be shipped from your main IT operational backbone into other systems, we enable that. The advantage is that when you bring in a Rocana Ops solution, you can start realizing savings and benefits from day one. Because we're built on modern technology, we have a 100x price performance improvement over legacy search technologies. So that means that you can bring in terabytes upon terabytes of data a day and actually search all of it. All of it is accessible. And the best part is that it's all the historical data is also accessible. You don't have to pick and choose only the week's worth of hot data to search. You can search your entire historical archive. That's really important for a number of use cases. If you look at cybersecurity, most organizations don't realize that they've been hacked for about 9 months after the attackers originally got in. That means that all of the context for how did they get in, what are the vulnerabilities in my IT systems, is that data that's from 9 months ago. If that data is either locked in cold storage or even worse, aged off because you couldn't save it anyway, you've completely lost the context of that attack. You have no idea how they got in. You have no idea how to remediate for future attacks. So you need to have that data available. You can also do process consolidation. You don't need to have 100 different tools. There's a number of analytics built in and capabilities built into Rocana Ops so that you can start to really optimize your environment for where tools add additional value. And the most important thing is that you're enabling new use cases. There are new business outcomes that you haven't even thought of, as an IT operational use case that are going to drive business metrics. The more that you drive business metrics off your IT operational data, the more important that IT is going to become to the way that you run your business. So really it comes down to context is everything. You need to see the entire picture. You can't just live with 10% solutions. You need 100% solutions in order to get the job done. With that, we've got some time for questions if anyone's interested. All right, thank you very much.